Welcome, folks. Happy Tuesday. Looking forward to sharing with you the story of our company here, Partner Driven. I can't think of anyone better than our own founder, Peter, to share with you how this can help you in your business, whether you're brand new, getting started in real estate, or if you've done some deals and you're looking to level up, scale, do more deals. Here for Partner Driven, we're so bullish about this current market cycle that we're in. For those of you who are paying attention to the news, I mean, talk about a perfect storm when it comes to just finally getting into real estate. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, or if you've kind of just been doing onesie twosies, and you know it's time to level up, well, we have a perfect way for the right person to truly add jet fuel to what you're doing today when it comes to real estate. Again, I do have our founder Peter here, who will be joining me here in a second. Just to kind of get started here, as we wait for a couple more folks to hop on, please turn on your cameras if you haven't done so already. Get familiar with the chat. That is how we're going to communicate throughout the evening, answer a couple of questions, and make this as interactive as possible. But again, we do appreciate you taking the time to be here with us. We do have a short slide deck we want to share with you guys to make sure that you're in the right room. Here's a quick snapshot of who Partner Driven is, a little bit about us. We're the only real estate program in the nation that partners with you on deals. With close to over 4,000 deals now, our founders, Peter and Julie, as well as our coaching team, we provide everything you need to start flipping houses tomorrow. 100% of the capital, 100% of the rehab, and all the resources you need step by step, especially the ones that you don't know or don't think about behind the scenes. The great thing is, all without you having to risk your credit and capital, and you have a whole team to help you do that. I do want to give you a quick glimpse of some of the team members that come along with you becoming a partner, because we feel here at Partner Driven, this is not meant to be a solo sport, especially if you're looking to scale, grow, do multiple deals, and again, really get your unfair share here in 2026. But again, the main presenter, the main speaker for tonight is our principal founder, Peter. Again, I want to give you a quick snapshot of who they are, a quick background of our founders, Peter and Julie. Essentially, they're on a mission. They're on a mission to make real estate accessible really to everyone on this call today. Peter has a passion for really breaking down the barriers when it comes to real estate and really kind of dumbing things down in a good way, because real estate can already be complicated already, as we all know. But Peter has a great way of making it, man, just bite size, allow you to take action, and not suffer from analysis paralysis, which I'm sure many of us have suffered from one time or another. In fact, his business partner, Julie, has done millions and millions of dollars as far as being a product of what Peter his teachings are, how his philosophies when it comes to real estate. So I can't wait for you guys to hear directly from him. Again, on the chat is how we'll communicate. We'll do a live Q&A towards the end, but I do want you guys to meet our founder, Peter, who is still in the hunt today, still as excited as ever when he first got started 2 decades ago, but is still, again, in real estate, doing deals with our partners, very involved, and someone that can help you either get started and go fast, or help you scale by adding jet fuel with his connections, his experience. Because yes, we've done 4,000 deals, and yes, people come here for OPM, other people's money, essentially. But think about OPM as other people's mistakes as well, and how that can help you grow in your business a lot quicker, a lot faster, and get to your goals with less bumps and bruises. So our very own founder, Peter, thanks for joining the call. We got a couple of people here who are looking to level up and really get this real estate thing off the ground. Pete, thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the kind words. Great to be here, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Peter Vekselman, for those of you that may or may not know me. I'm going to try to be as brief as possible today. I'm going to try to answer all of your questions as I go through this presentation. I'm going to do a lot of ad-libbing, but I'm also going to tell you this. If I don't answer some of your questions, I will stay on later when I'm done here, and I will answer whatever questions you may have. But my goal is to give you as much information as possible so you can make a decision whether or not you want to partner and do real estate deals with me, because I'm on a hunt every single day for partners to do deals. There's really three things that make what I do, so powerful. Number one is, you guys will see, I and my team actually execute about 90 to 95% of every deal that I partner on. So We expect you, if you become a partner of mine, to be responsible for about 5 or 10% of it, and that is to help us find the deal. My team does the rest. Number two, what makes what I do so powerful is I have 11 different strategies I utilize in deals, all the way from fix and flips, wholesale, hotel, pre-marketing, pre-listing, as is flips, subject to owner finance, lease options. Also do different types of deals. I could do houses, I do mobile homes, do modular homes, I do land deals. When you put all that next to each other, I have the biggest what's called buy box in the United States, which means finding deals for me is easier than it is to find deals if you're doing this by yourself, or if you are out there trying to, let's say, wholesale or flip deals to other investors. I literally have the biggest buy box in the country. And number three, remember, I just told you we expect you as a partner to help us find deals. Well, we have two strategies, mostly two strategies that account for about 95% of our deals here. If you have some money to put into marketing, we have the top team in a nation that'll actually generate leads for you, motivated seller leads. If you don't, or if you're not ready to put some kind of money into marketing, then we show you how to develop a network around you of people that basically just know what you do, and that network starts feeding you leads. So it's a beautiful thing. I have more partners doing more deals than any team, any organization, anyone else in the United States. We have deals in all 50 states, every single major city, almost every single second and third tier city that all of you have heard about, and tons of deals going on in cities and areas and townships that I guarantee you have never ever heard of. So absolutely exploding. And yes, reality is I am looking for people that want to do real estate and make a lot of money doing it. So obviously what I'm going to show you today is how you can make money in real estate. I'm going to show you how to do it without risking any of your own savings, and not only not risking your own savings, but literally also how to take no risk in a deal. Now, if that sounds too good to be true, please stick around. I'm going to explain to you how I do this with my team and also why I do this. It's very important. I'm going to show you some deals along the way so you kind of have an overview and the kind of deals we're currently involved in. But before we get started, I want to ask you a couple questions about you, just so we can kind of get a flavor of who's on here today, and really a flavor for some of our potential partners. By the way, that's the only thing I'm going to ask you tonight is please participate through chat. So as I ask you questions, give me a yes, give me a no, a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or just maybe a quick explanation and a brief thing. I do have actually my team monitoring the chat, so I'd appreciate that. The first, I'd love to hear from those of you that already are in the real estate business to whatever level. You might be an investor, you might be a wholesaler, you might be a realtor, might be a closing attorney, you might be a money person, a mortgage person. I mean, if you have an educator, if you have anything to do in real estate, I'd love to hear from you inside chat. Do we have anybody here today that is already in the real estate space? Love to hear from you.
Hey, Pete, Roland here. Yeah, we've got Shane here, who's a property manager. Tracy,
Oh,
18
nice.
years, real estate business. We've got Carl here as well. We got loan officers in the house. We got some folks who flipped homes before in Fresno,
Oh, nice.
California. And I know you like Fresno, Pete, or anything in California, really. Um, so a few educators. But yeah, Pete, we got a couple of different folks here.
I like it. I like it. I'm going to make this statement. If you already are in the space, for all of those of you that just kind of acknowledge you're in the space, I'm going to show you how you could tap into as much money as you want or as you need to do as many deals as you want to do. And I'm going to show you how to do this 100% capital. You don't have to put any of your own money into deals. Is it safe to assume that if you had somewhat of an endless supply of money to do as many deals as you want to do without risking or putting any of your own capital in it? I know the people here, hopefully you do have access to capital or do have capital yourself. Otherwise, real estate is not the business you should be entertaining. But if you had access to as much capital as you need, would it safe to say that you could level up and do more deals? Love to hear from you guys inside chat.
Hey, Pete, Shane says absolutely. Got a couple of folks giving a thumbs up on the computer screens. Danielle says yes. Tracy Nelson says yes. John says yes. Jeff's iPhone says yes. Ryan, 100%. Yeah, Pete, absolutely.
I love it. I love it. So let me introduce you to I'm going to introduce you to some partners, not only deals, but actual partners today. So again, I want to get you a clear cut picture of who I do deals with, what kind of deals we do all this. But let me introduce you to my partner, Seth Choate. Couple interesting things about Seth. Seth and I have done 220 deals. That's a lot of deals. In that time frame, he's bought a personal plane. They live in a little mini mansion in the Midwest. The other very interesting thing about Seth is that when we started in California. I think I heard somebody say Fresno. So the first 180 deals we did was in California. I also want to kind of dismantle and throw out some myths about real estate. You hear a lot of gurus talk, smack things like, real estate, it's all about location and, you can't do deals in expensive markets, all BS. Totally not true. I do deals all over the country. It's not where you can or can't. It's, do you know how to adapt to market? So we did 180 flips in California. He and his wife wanted to get the heck out of California for some reason. I'd say for obvious reasons, like so many people are doing right now. And so now they got a mini mansion. They live in Nashville, Tennessee. We've done about 50 deals there since he's moved there. But interesting and thing about Seth is not only have we done over 200 deals together, but he's also splintered off and he's doing a bunch of deals. He's got over 100 rentals. He's on his third or fourth RV park and stuff like that. That's the other huge benefit of partnering with me. I don't mind if you do want to use my leads, use my infrastructure, and if you want to do deals yourself, which almost all my partners end up doing, I actually encourage that. Okay, Preston Moore. The big contrast between Seth, who you just saw, and Preston is that Seth, even after 200 deals, had never worried about the construction piece. My team has always jumped in and handled that on the deals we did together. Preston, and remember, Seth was brand new when he started. Preston, two things. One, my construction team has never touched any deals we've done together because Preston, when he started with me, already had a construction company. So for those of you that have traits like you're a construction person or you're maybe a realtor, you can really double dip with me. So Preston makes his fee on the construction and then he makes 50% of the profit. The other big difference is, like I said, Preston is already, when he started with me, had already done over 100 deals. And so, it's obvious why someone like Seth starts with me when you're brand new. And most of my partners are brand new, but I have tons of partners with experience. Like I said, Preston had already done over 100 deals. So why somebody with a lot of deals would start with me is very simple. I give them the ability to expand. I don't limit it on money, how many deals we could do infrastructurally or location wise. Some of you guys are here because retirement is in sight. Like you might not be retiring today or tomorrow, but you're maybe retiring in the next several months, next couple of years. But the reason you're here is because you know that the track you're on right now is not going to get you the retirement that you're looking for. So for those of you that could relate, like retirement is in sight, but it ain't what it's cracked up to be, and it ain't going to get you what you want it out of life. And you got to make a change or you have to do something in addition to what you were doing right now to have the retirement you're looking for. For those of you that fall in that category, I'd love to hear from you inside chat. By the way, I have Roland, who's been emceeing here today. And so I can't actually read inside chat. I'm not above it. I just can't literally see it the way the camera is configured. So Roland's going to help me out. Roland, what do we have from the
Yeah,
people?
Pete, love this question. Folks humbly answering Carl. He's saying me, Shane saying amen, Daisy saying me, John saying me as well. So Pete, and folks raising their hand, I can see them raising their hand. So Pete, a lot of folks here are definitely using real estate as a vehicle to hopefully have a better retirement for sure.
I love it. Well, then you guys could relate to really has become dear friends of mine. First, they became partners, Ron and Karen Rowan. When they started with me a couple of years back, retirement was about 2.5 years away. They were living in Indiana. They made it very clear to me the reason they wanted to become more successful and partner with me and split the profits is they did not want to retire in Indiana. They wanted to retire in Florida. They wanted to retire on the water, on the ocean specifically, and they wanted to own their own land. And they wanted to have a little RV on it. And that was their dream and goal. And by the way, I love people that not only have dreams and goals, but have timelines. And so we just crushed it. First several months, as you can see, some of our deals here, 83,000 on our first one, 63,000, 68,000, 67,000. And they started making this trek. They started achieving their goals. They started, they got the land. It was in Florida. It was on the ocean. And I remember talking to Ron one night, and I asked him, like, has anything changed from the several months we've been together? You're obviously achieving a number of the goals you wanted to. And he said the only thing that's changed is no longer do they want to be in a small RV in their retirement, but they wanted to have a little mini mansion. And isn't that amazing? You take a couple that's for decades worked their rear end off and for an RV, right? For retirement. By the way, nothing wrong with an RV, but I think you understand what I'm saying. And just in a couple months of working with me and splitting profits and really being part of this amazing deal, we went from an RV to a mini mansion, and that's the possibility. Now, some of you guys are here because I call you hustlers, and this is why I call you hustlers. By the way, that's what I would put myself in. This is how I define you. Tell me how many of you guys can relate to the story. You have your dreams and goals. They're very clearly defined, and if I were to ask you what they were, you would rattle them off. But you also feel like there's a wall between you and these dreams and goals. And it feels like you've been trying to scale the wall, go around the wall, go through the wall, and you just can't get through the wall. But the reason I call you a hustler is because, like me, when I got started in this business, you're just looking for a legitimate opportunity. And if that opportunity gets you to that other side of the wall with all of your dreams and goals, you're you're ready to put your head through that wall. And for those of you that can relate to that story, you got your dreams, you got your goals, you got a wall, and you're ready to go through the wall to get those dreams and goals. I call you the hustlers. It's my favorite group of partners because I considered myself to be a hustler from the day I started, willing to do whatever I had to do to achieve my dreams and goals. But for those of you that could relate, I'd love to hear from you inside chat.
Hey, Pete, yeah, definitely have a couple of folks here cut from the same cloth as you. Julia says, yes, I am a hustler. We've got Carl giving me a fist bump, or giving you a fist bump, rather. We got Daisy saying, right here, ready. Shane, I get pumped when I see that opportunity. Absolutely a hustler. We got Roger saying, yes. Ant saying, every day. Zoom user, I hustle even when I sleep. Absolutely, Pete.
I love it. I love it. So let me introduce you to one of my personal friends and a partner, and the epitome of a definition of a hustler, Jamari Spruill. I met Jamari a couple of years back. He actually came to one of my events, and as I met him during the break, it was very evident Jamari was that hustler. Like you could just talk to him, and within a couple of minutes, realize this guy's willing to do whatever it takes to bust through that wall to the other side of his dreams and goals. And we've done, well over 17 deals together. And it's just amazing watching this guy flourish and achieve his dreams and goals. But what's really amazing is that he really takes my philosophy here very, very seriously. And my philosophy is very simple. For those of you that start with me in the beginning, we want you to take. We want you to take as much as possible. Take, take, take. It's like a rocket. The majority of that energy is taken up front. So as we launch you, no matter what stage of real estate you're in, we want you to take, 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 because we want to get you results as quickly as possible. But once you start achieving those results, we want you to kind of turn around behind you and grab the next person and help them level up. And I can tell you, a lot of my partners who have gone on and become successful will pinpoint not just at me, not just at my team, not just the training, not just the infrastructure, but at partners just like Jamari here who have taken them by the hand and invested a tremendous amount of time to to help them level up. And the key here is to understand when you become a partner of mine, you don't just get me, the team, the infrastructure, the training, the support, but you get my whole community of other partners across the United States who are there to help you. Basically, we put our money where our mouth is. Um, I assume you're here on a call because you want to experience what the partner driven community is all about. And as we talked about, make sure all of your questions get answered. As I mentioned, I'm going to ask you a few questions along the way. I appreciate for those of you that are participating because we really, really do want to get to know you better. But before we get into that, I want to tell you my personal why I personally built this business. And for me, the big play for me has always been that I wanted to be a participating father to my 5 kids. What makes my 5 kids really unusual is the ages. My oldest is 27, my youngest is 3. I got 3 in their 20s that have gone on and become very successful in their careers. But I could tell you, to me, there is no question the reason I built this business is that as my 20 somethings were growing up, I wanted to be there and I was there for everything. I was there at the practices, at the games, at the tournaments, at the conferences, at the plays, at the performances, at the parent teacher things, at the trips, at the rallies. I was always there, not only at the highlight parts of their lives, but I was always there as a supporting father as they went through some of their own trials and tribulations. So for me personally, the reason I built this business and continue to build this business is because of the 5 kids and the value that I have always put on being a participating father. So let me turn the tables. Why are you guys here? What is your dream? What is your goal? What is your mission? What is on the other side of your wall that you want to get to and willing to do whatever it takes to get there? I'd love to hear that.
Right off the bat, Pete, we got Jeff saying he's also a hustler and has the same why as you do. That's great to hear.
Nice.
We got Shane saying he's doing it for someone else. He wants to do it for himself, essentially. Thanks for sharing that, Shane. Um, See some other folks here, Pete, typing here slowly. Roger says freedom with two
Mhm.
exclamation points. Zoom user saying to live very comfortably with my whole family, being comfortable as well. That's a great goal. We got Julia saying freedom. John Clemens saying generational wealth. Great answer, John.
Yeah,
Carl saying I am late with retirement, have to spead up. So um, nice answer there. And Ernest, here's a different one, Pete. Peace. He just wants peace.
I love it. I could relate. I could absolutely relate. Tell me where you are now in your real estate journey. Some of you guys are total novices. You're just getting started. Some of you have some little traction going on, maybe a deal or two or a couple deals behind you. And some of you, I'm sure, here are a lot more experienced. You might have a bunch of deals or behind you. So, are you a total novice? Are you kind of at those initial stages of a couple deals behind you, or are you more experienced with quite a bit of experience in the space? Where do you all fall in your personal journey as it relates to this industry?
Yeah, Pete, we got Carl here saying just getting started. We got Zoom user with an interesting answer. He's a stalled newbie. So pretty humbling to kind of
Very
say that he's
common. Yeah,
yeah,
that's very
yeah,
common.
kind of stuck, right? So we've got Shane here, run rental properties and we buy house and we they buy properties already. We've got Kendra, let's see here as well. We got Tracy, we got Ant saying remodeler, we got Daisy who's new, we got Carl, 30 years in construction, flipped
Mm,
about 6 to 8 properties himself. So a mixed bag of folks here, Pete.
I love it. I love it. Well, we just covered this one. Why your why? Now let's get to the nitty gritty. What are the obstacles? What are the obstacles that are holding you back from achieving your big why that we just talked about? I'd love to hear that.
Right off the bat, Pete, we got Shane saying funds, Zoom user lack of capital, Roger says funding, Carl says always money, Ryan says money, Sonia says funds, cash flow, all the different ways to describe capital, Pete, I guess.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
That's really the bottom line.
But Carl says
Well,
something different. He says not knowing where to start. So kind of the the
Yeah.
experience, the know-how.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Don't have the funds, right? Lack of knowledge, lack of experience, scared of making the wrong move. Too expensive, no question. Too risky, absolutely. Failed before. A lot of people bring baggage with them, and you just don't know where to start. Roland, did I miss anything, or is just pretty much what people were saying?
Yeah, Pete, absolutely. Absolutely. You got it.
I love it. So, bottom line is this: who wants to get past these obstacles and wants to do more deals? So let me tell you a secret. You're not alone with these struggles. These are all common investor problems. I mean, the bottom line is every single answer, it's probably about six or seven obstacles, big obstacles that prevent people from being successful in the real estate. They're all common to all of us. They just have a little bit different story and a little bit different name associated with it. The reason I've created this is to solve every single one of those problems for you. I could not be more confident that we can support your mission of doing more deals. We do this for my partners literally every single day. Well, let me share with you, introduce you a couple more partners and a couple more deals. Chad and Jerry, they have done collectively over 400 deals when they started with me. They're out of Anderson, Indiana. Preston Moore, who you just met, a deal we did in Huntsville for 50,000. Michael Hewitt, one of our initial deals in Goodview, Virginia for 49,000. BJ and Tracy, they were Crocker, Missouri, a little town of less than 800 people. In the first year alone, we did over 10 projects there. Here's one of them for 41,000. Glenn Antinoke, one of our initial deals in Mobile, Florida. Patrick Curtis, one of our many deals in Madera Beach, Florida for 11,000. Michael Benz, one of our deals together, Indianapolis, Indiana for 8,500. Mr. Will Owens in Detroit, Michigan, 17,000. Nate Patterson, one of our multiple deals together in Angola, New York for 8,800. Richard Granquist and multiple deals together. This is one of them in Spanawa, Washington for 30,000. Preston Moore, 24,000. Seth, who I introduced you to earlier, 19,000 on this deal. Archie Ragland, who actually retired after the first deal we did together, made $150,000. We've done upwards of about 20 deals now. Ricky Tanner, one of our deals together in Toccoa, Georgia for 17,000. Another one with BJ and Tracy, 22,000. Rafael Ruiz, 27,000. Jason Blaskowski, one of our multiple deals for 6,900. Another one with BJ and Tracy for 48,000. Vance Hudgens, he just came visited me this weekend. This is a deal we did for 93,000 a couple months ago, and just today or tomorrow we're putting a new one not under contract, but on the market. It's got about 130,000 of profit in that one. Deborah Cotton, 5,200. Richard Granquist at 8,100. Another one with Preston for 3,900. Scotty Thompson out of New York. I think this is the very first deal we did for 13,000. Another one with Richard out of Orchard, Washington, 43,000. Corey Turner, about a month and a half, 2 months ago, 40,000. Preston Moore, 25,000. Look, we could keep going and going, showing you all the deals that we've done with our partners. But strictly for the sake of time and me wanting to get through this, let's go ahead and move on. I want to take a 3-minute detour and show you the difference between doing a deal by yourself, financially and infrastructurally, as compared to doing a deal with me. Let's use a real life deal we did in Crocker, Missouri with BJ and Tracy, who I just introduced you to. We bought this house for $74,900 and needed about $40,000 worth of work. And at that point, we were able to sell it for $190,000. This is a very basic formula of what we could have actually paid for it. If we wanted to make a 30% margin, what you do is you take what the house is ultimately sells for, multiply it times 0.7, and then you subtract the repairs out of it. And so on this deal, bottom right-hand corner, the most we could have paid was $93,000 to make that 30% margin on the deal. Remember, we got it for $74,900. So this was a screaming good deal. So let's do this. Let's compare this. If you want to do this deal by yourself, use your own money, use your own credit, and use your own experience. This is how it works out. Look at the left-hand column first. Remember, you're borrowing, you've got a $75,000 house with $40,000 renovation. So you're only really looking for a $115,000 loan. But this is really what this thing's going to cost you in this space when you borrow money on these kind of deals. You gotta over escrow contingency about 5%. So you got to borrow about $120,000. You're going to need to have about 4,000 of it up front just for the points. You're going to have about 20% of it down up front, which is about 28,000. And you got to be able to prove you have about 6 months of payments. That's about 8,400. Then you got to pay insurance, gas, water, electricity. Then you got to front up front before you get reimbursed from the bank or the lenders, rehab money, and things like that. So look at the very bottom of the left-hand side. You're buying a $75,000 house, but when you figure out how much money you need, you realize you need $75,000 to borrow $75,000 plus 40,000 rehab. Is that crazy? This is why in this business, less than 1% of people ever become successful. And this is why in real estate, everybody makes money off the investor. This is how the money people make it. But watch this. Look at the right-hand side. Do the very same deal with me. You don't need experience. I'm going to bring up all the money that's needed to close in the deal, all the money that's needed to fund the deal, all the money for incidentals, and I'm also going to put up front all the money for the rehab, construction, and all this. And bottom right-hand corner, with me, you could do unlimited amount of deals with my money. But wait, there's more. It's not just the glaring financial disparity between by yourself and with me. It's also the infrastructure. Left-hand side, if you're doing this by yourself, you better know how to negotiate, how to do contracts, how to do inspections, how to work with contractors, how to close deals, how to work with attorneys, how to work with realtors, how to get people to the closing table. You do the work and you risk everything when you're doing it by yourself. Do the exact same thing infrastructurally with me and my team. We help with the negotiations. We do the margins. We get you the contracts. We do the inspections. We have our own attorneys to close. We have our own construction teams to fix them. We manage all of that. We get all the deals done all the way to closing. We do all of that work and we take 100% of the risk. Not even any comparison is there. So I want to show you exactly how this works to partner with me on deals. Remember, I'm providing the money, the team, and the expertise to do deals with you, right? And then on the back end, we just simply split the deal profits. 50-50. You keep 50% and we keep 50%. And then it's just wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over again. I and my team would do this because we need local boots on the ground. We need partners like you in local markets to help find deals across the country. You find the property, you get it under contract, I put up all the money, and my team executes the deal. Together, it's like a dream team, right? When you make money, we make money. The goal literally is to be successful together. You never, ever have to worry about where the money comes from. You never have to worry about risking credit on any deal. You never have to worry about making bad move on any deal. You never have to worry about navigating the waters alone. Roland, I got to make sure we got the people up. I didn't put everybody to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, does this sound good to you? Does this sound good to you? Love to hear from you inside chat.
People definitely not asleep. We got Daisy saying yes. We got Ann saying too good. We got Shane saying yes, sir, stoked. Wow, yes, absolutely. Yes, it does. Certainly. John Clemens says excited. Pete, people are they're gravitating to every word. They're definitely picking up what you're putting down.
Well, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm putting down is exactly what my partnership program is. I've done 4,000 deals. What you're seeing is exactly what you get for those of you that end up partnering with me. Now, what I'm going to do now is going to show you the process so you could see how we put all of these deals together. I have a very simple 3-phase roadmap. It's basically my team's guide to doing deals and solving all those obstacles and problems we talked about. Here's how the success starts with my roadmap to doing deals. Phase 1 is access to my system, and I'm going to dig deeper into it. Phase 2 is you find a deal, submit it. Phase three, I put up all the money, we execute the deal, and then we split the profits on the back end. Now, phase one is access to our system. Access to my system is very simple. Everything systemized from a system perspective I have is set up to help you do one thing, help you find deals. What does that entail? Every single day we're doing live training calls. Most of the days we're training you in a live environment on multiple times a day. And myself and my team, our training is all about what do you have to do that same day to help you find the deal. Bottom left-hand corner, Partner Driven University. That is all the knowledge that I have accumulated over doing 4,000 deals at this point. All the knowledge my team has accumulated out of doing thousands of deals and just in a pre-recorded. So you also have not access not only in a live training environment, but in a recorded. My private community is this where all of my partners exist. It's in a system called Circle. And this is where you get training, where you get support, where you have camaraderie, where our partners are there to help you. We also get together a couple times a year in a live environment. Our live training sessions, I mentioned multiple times on a daily basis. This is an incomplete schedule, but like on Mondays, we train 3 times during the day. On Tuesdays, we train 2 times during the day. So we basically overtrain. Our training, we're constantly in a training mode. Phase 2 is submit your deals. It starts with marketing. We identify a specific marketing strategy for you. We then help you implement that marketing strategy wherever you want to do your deals. My marketing strategy is very simple. It simply connects you with sellers. Not with realtors, no deals there. Not with local wholesalers, they're for amateurs, no deals there. All the deals take place directly to sellers, and that's how my marketing systems work. The second part of the second phase is we then qualify the deal. You go to the dashboard, you request a contract that gets kicked out. We then help you negotiate the price, get the deal under contract. We take the deal through due diligence and inspections, and then we approve it and take it to closing. Simple as that. Yes, I do get involved in every single deal. Every single project we have going on across the United States right now, I personally take the lead on it. Every day, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, I get together with my whole deal team. We discuss every single project of partners just like you that we have going on, and specifically what we have to do that particular day to move your and everybody else's project forward. Okay. And phase 3 is very simple. Put up the money, execute the deal, and split the profits. So we buy the property. I put up all the money. We execute the deal. Remember, 11 different strategies in the back end. What are we going to do with that deal specifically on the back end? For most of our deals, we identify a buyer, and then we just close the property that very same day. Each partner gets transparent accounting, and that very same day of closing, you as a partner get paid. One of my team members, Miss Mary Samples, she simply takes all of my partners' deals that are coming in, and she gets them closed. Best way to look at it. So you don't have to worry about attorneys, closing, title people, none of that. All of that gets handled by Miss Mary. She's been doing this for me flawlessly for over 15 years now. This is one of my partners, Michael Harden. He lives in Pittsburgh. The very first deal we did was in Bristol, where we split $136,000. We then did 5 more deals until finally, I think like the 6th or 7th deal we did was finally in his hometown. Remember, I'm putting up all the money on every deal. I'm absorbing 100% of the risk on every deal. And then we're splitting the profits with you 50-50. Now that I've gone through the roadmap, I hope you see the value of getting deals funded by myself and my team, and the value of having an experienced partner to do deals with. Now, don't love this slide too much, but my team insists. This is how I compare to the gurus out there. I'm not one of them. I'm an investor, but my team says, well, people sometimes get you confused. They start getting you compared to the gurus. So let's just blow through this pretty quickly. Really, the only comparison is starts and stops at the training and knowledge. We're not the only one who train and teach you how to do this business. But I would say we're the best because everyone else is going to teach you conceptually how to do stuff. Like here's how you do like a fix and flip. And, it's all about concepts. With us, we teach you on actual deals you're involved in. So our knowledge base in our training is superior to anyone else out there. But that's where all the comparison stops because with me, I'm actually going to partner with you on deals and guide you through every step and help you navigate and execute the deal. Guarantee you they won't. With me, I have a whole entire acquisition team for you for inspections, for rehabs and closings. Well, number one, you probably realize most of them are not doing deals. And the couple that are, you are not going to be tapping into their personal teams. And then the next piece, I'm going to do some that forget the gurus. I don't think anybody else is going to do for you. At least I don't know of anybody else that's going to do this for you. I'm going to give you as much money as you need to do as many deals as you want. Do you have anyone else in your life that's willing to do that? And the bottom piece, the bottom row is what makes this the perfect business. I'm going to absorb all the risk. What that means is if we have a budget overruns, or even if a deal loses money, as sometimes they do, you have zero to lose. You don't have to even absorb a penny of anything extra. I cover all of that, which means with me, you have zero downside and 100% of the upside. That makes this the absolutely perfect way of not only doing the real estate business, but really any business. No risk and 100% of the upside. Now, other real estate gurus, as you guys know, teach you how to do a deal, and then they let you loose to figure the rest out alone. Here, my team and I stay by your side on every deal. We provide all the capital, we execute the entire deal, and then we split the deal profits in the back end. So with me, it's truly win-win model. We're literally invested in your success. Yes, there is, but hopefully you understand there is a one-time initial fee to join. It is the only money you'll ever have to spend to flip a lifetime of real estate deals. After that, you never have to spend a penny on down payments, earnest money, inspection costs, mortgage payments, hard money costs, rehab materials, contractors, closing costs, realtor fees, and or appraisals. I put up all the money to cover the entire cost of as many deals as you want to do. And as you saw by some of the deals and the profits, bottom line is one deal with me will almost always cover that initial fee that you have to come up with. Putting, my objective here is very simple. I want to put you in an environment until being a real estate investor really becomes second nature to you. And you know this if you're trying to do this yourself. If you're trying to do this business yourself, it's very slow, it's very expensive, and it's very risky. And honestly, it is literally no fun. Doing it with a partner driven and myself, it's very simple. It's 100% safe. And yes, we have a ton of fun doing this. Yes, there is a one-time fee, as I mentioned. What that does is it give you immediate access to the mentorship and the team and the system. It is the only money you'll ever spend to do unlimited amount of deals with myself and my team, and it gets all of the costs covered for as many deals as you want to do. So here's the next step. By the way, by now you should be like, not for me. If it's not for you, I appreciate you being here. You really don't need to continue because now we're going to get into Q&A. But I'd love for you to stay on if you want to. But for those of you that are like, yes, I like this, and you're ready to go to the next step. The next step is to have an offline conversation, potentially with myself and the team, okay? Even if you've already talking to my team, now that you've kind of experienced kind of my how I do this, even if you're talking to my team and you were here and you're ready to get this thing going, the next step is to schedule a call at the link that is now inside chat. And then that next call, we're going to talk you through the goals, your goals. We're going to make sure that you're a good fit for us, but we also want to make sure I and my team are a good fit for you. We have a couple different ways of paying the fee. We're going to go over that with you, but we don't even discuss that until we figure out if we're a good fit. And in that next meeting, the goal is to get you started towards doing your first deal. So if you're already talking to my team, and you're ready to get started, schedule a call. If you're not talking to my team yet and you're like, yeah, I like this, schedule a call. There's a link right now inside chat. My partner advisors, they're standing by to talk you through the options and get you started. Now, I'm going to do exactly what I promised to do. I'm going to open up the floor for questions. So, again, the next step for those of you that want to go beyond this, take this offline, have a private conversation, myself and the team. There's a schedule a call link, obviously, no obligation. But do it only if you're serious. I mean, I don't want you to take up your time or my team's time if you're not serious about this. But if you are serious, let's connect and let's talk. All right, it's Q&A time. How we like to do questions is like, I guess, the way they do it anywhere. Two ways to ask me a question, right? Number one, raise your Zoom hand. By now, I think most of you should know how to raise Zoom hands. Bottom, there's, I guess, a captions button. Just hit that, and they'll give you the ability to raise your Zoom hand. I'll pick on you in order. Or if you don't want to go on camera and ask me a question, but you have a question, just type it inside chat. Mr. Roland is going to be uh, uh, and
Yeah, P.
type in your question inside
I'll
chat,
monitor
and then
that.
Roland will get to that. All right, Roland, what do we have for
Mhm.
questions?
Well, I'm not sure if Frank raised his hand, but he did unmute. Frank Clark, did you have a question for Peter?
Yeah, so I'll go. I'm Sean. We spoke before previously. I think it's really important moving forward that, I think your organization is great. I believe in what you
Thank
guys are
you.
doing. I'm a wholesaler as well. I touch a lot of contracts that may be a little bit higher value for my buy boxes to touch. So, out of,
It's fair.
15 contracts I'll write, maybe I'll close five and I'll abandon 10, or I'll put them in able hands. I really like what you're doing because you look at the
Thank you.
disposition of the ARV instead of what it is. So you're looking at pre-calculation value instead of what we have now. But I get a lot of what we have now deals too. Like I said, I'm about to try to take over a portfolio down in Florida of 10 properties. I got some in Texas, some in Ohio currently. And, I'm just starting to develop a really awesome networking team. I feel like there's some great potential, is why I scheduled my call on Thursday with Sandra. And I
Nice. I'll
think I
remember you,
think this
Sean.
is
I,
for
I
me.
like how you sound. I like how you
Hey,
sound. Well, let me tell you, number one, I love people that already have experience. And it's Sean, right?
that's it. Yes.
I love people that have experience that are humble enough to know there's always that next level. And you have that aura about you. I mean, you obviously have experience, you obviously have some successes behind you, but you're not throwing it into anyone's face. You're not here to try to tell anybody how great you are. You're here humble enough to say, hey, listen, I know there's that next level, and this could be that level for you. So I love the attitude. I'll 100% remember you. And then when you and who'd you say you're connected with, Sandra?
Yeah, that's correct. I've
Okay,
been
yeah,
talking to her a
maybe you
lot.
and I
Yeah.
could say hello to each other too when you talk to her. So I look forward to
Sure.
working with you. And by the way, California, Florida, Texas, California, I've done a couple hundred deals, about 250 deals just in the last couple of years. Texas, I flipped about 800 deal. I'm sorry, Florida flipped about 800 houses there, and extremely strong in Texas. So all those areas that you kind of went through, very, very strong in each one of those areas.
Nice. Well, I had failed. I had two failed touchbacks. Was successfully able to deliver one to my buy box. But I still have those two failed deals. I mean, I love giving. When we get out of this call, I could send you the file on them if you want them, just so you can review them, see if you can't salvage them.
We'll take a look at it. Once you get
We'll do
started,
it.
we'll take a look at anything. We'll take a look at it. Once you let's figure out, make sure we are what we're thinking of each other, and then let's go chase some dreams and goals. Look forward to
I'm
working with
down.
you, Sean.
We'll
I
do.
love it, and thank you for the attitude. Love that attitude.
Frank
All
Clark,
right,
I know you unmuted, Frank. If you want to, do you have a question for Peter?
Frank,
Hey,
Frank,
Frank.
Frank. I don't see Frank.
There he is. Go ahead, Frank. I can see you. Did you have a question? If not, I'll go ahead and mute your line. I just saw you unmuted. I'll
I'm
give you a
on
second
the
to chime in. Hey, Danielle, do you have a question?
I I I have a few comments and questions. I'm kind of a newbie on the block. I did do a deal a long time ago with my deceased husband who served in the Gulf War. He was too scared to finish the deal, but we had already closed with the attorney. Um, my I'm excited. I mean, if I had the money right now, I would already have a property. That's how excited I
I like the
am.
attitude.
Yes, and I'm willing to learn everything. I'm like a sponge. So if you give it to me, I'm gonna eat it up and I'm gonna learn it exactly the way you teach it to me and I'm gonna do it exactly the way you want me to do it. And but that's how I've been successful at my jobs, all my jobs. And I've become number one at several of my jobs because in sales and things like that because of that attitude. Matter of fact, with H&R Block, I was doing tax collecting or something, and he kept on telling all the people to be mean and whatever. So then he kept swarming around me like a bug, around, and he saw that I was number one, in the whole office for months, right? And then he comes over and asks me a question. What are you doing? I said, I'm treating people like I want to be treated. And then he starts screaming it across the whole office. Treat people how you want to be treated. And then he changed his policy on being mean. And H&R Block tax collection, whatever, became a customer service tax collection because I refuse to do it. I refuse to be mean.
Well, Danielle, I will tell you this. It sounds like you've done a lot of good things for a lot of other companies, a lot of bosses. Now, let's see how serious you're about turning the table and doing it for you. Do you have a
Oh
call
yeah.
scheduled?
I already been on a call and I've
Okay.
already talked about my plans. I have some
Okay.
big plans. I am a teacher and I am getting my master's. I've got accepted into my residency for being in my
Mhm.
being in the classroom by myself. But I also am an entrepreneur. I have goals to do two 24-hour daycare centers
I
in
like it.
Delaware here and in New Jersey. It's been on my mind for years. I actually opened up a school
I
already
love it. All right,
years ago.
let's get you past the dreaming and doing. Schedule another call. Let's talk.
All right.
All right. I'll remember you, Danielle.
All right,
Thanks.
Danielle,
Thank
thanks for being here.
I love
Stacy, I
your
know you
voice.
can't find the hand raised, but you go ahead and unmute your line, Stacy. You can go up next. Go ahead and unmute your line there, bottom left-hand corner. I see you talking. Let me ask you to unmute.
I'm listening to a Zoom call.
Hey, Frank, I see you there. Let me
Wait,
unmute you.
unmute.
There you are, Stacy.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I was a little bit late to the meeting, but so I've been trying to get this started. I'm doing this full time for about 2 years now, and I guess you could call unblocked or something. Uh, I have a really possibly lucrative deal right in the palm of my hands, and really don't know how to execute it. I um I have experience. I've learned everything I could possibly learn. I don't know why I'm stuck, but I've been scammed a couple times, and I don't know who to trust at this point to bring in on this deal. And I want to trust y'all. So what would you do in my position if you were me?
Look, I get it. You got to get comfortable. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear, but I am here in a live environment to tell you who I am and what I've done. But I'm not going to make the decision for you. If you don't feel like I'm trustworthy, if you don't feel like I'm a good opportunity and all this, but I will tell you one thing: take me out of it. Don't give up on life just because some assholes were in your life before us. Okay. Don't use them as an excuse for not being successful. Don't, do you have kids?
No, I don't.
Are you married?
My dogs are my kids.
Okay. Are you married?
No, man. No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, let's put it this way. I got 5 kids. It's a lot riskier to take a chance when you got 5 kids when you have no husband, no spouse, and no kids. You're actually in a pretty damn good opportunity to take a chance. Okay.
Yes, I am.
So, but the only thing I'm going to tell you is this: don't let your fast screw up your future. Okay. Because most people live in the past, and that's why they never advance in their future. I've been screwed too. And had I let the people that screwed me control my future, I'd still be living out of the backseat of my car, which, by the way, I was when I started in this business. But that's all I'm going to tell you. Ultimately, you got to make up a decision. Who are you talking to on my team here?
I haven't spoken to anybody yet.
Well, have you set up a call?
I'm looking at this on my computer right now
Okay. Let's schedule a call, and I'll have one of my teammates get me on the phone when you're talking to them, so I could at least say hello. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll remember you. You're fine.
Thank
Don't be
you.
scared. I got your back. I promise.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Bye, Stace.
Bye-bye.
All right. What do we got rolling?
All right, Pete, a couple of folks here in the chat. Carl Lawson, hopefully you asked earlier, how does it all work? Hopefully you have a better idea now that Peter's gone through everything. If not, feel free to pipe up if you have
That's the
any.
ultimate question. After I've been explaining for an hour, the
No,
first
no, no,
question.
that was
How does
earlier,
this
Pete.
work?
That was earlier. That was earlier. So I want to make sure
Okay.
that
I was
he's
like,
got his question answered. Paul has a question. Paul, if you want to unmute, if not, I'll ask for you. How do you oversee the flipping? How do you oversee the rehab?
well, I personally do not because you don't want me to. I don't know how to change a light bulb. But I have a team that does. I have a whole construction team that could be deployed across the United States. So there's 2 types of partners with me. One that has no concept of construction, like me. My team then is brought in, and we can handle the whole construction easy peasy, no problem. The other type of problem, like some of the ones you met here before, like a Preston, like a BJ, when they started with me, they were full blown construction dudes. Like they had their own teams, they had their own outfits. And my team has never, ever, ever done anything when it comes to rehabs with them. They like if a house needs rehab, they handle it all. If you have that kind of a skill set, not only do you make 50% of the profit, but you also have the ability to make your construction fee. So bottom line is, how do we do it? I have a whole team. I've been doing this for decades, couple decades now, and our teams could be deployed anywhere in the United States. But if the partner has the skill set to do it, then they end up doing it. Simple as that. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm not sure who's asking that.
Love it. Thanks, Pete. See, Zoom user, you unmuted. If you want to, do you have a
Yeah,
question?
hi. Hey, Alex Sanchez
Hello.
here.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
how's it
Alex.
going? Hey,
Hi, Alex.
yeah, Roland, I met you, I think, last week, right? And I've
Yeah.
also been working with Malia. We're about to get it signed up, I believe. I was a little
Nice.
cautious, right? I'm risk adverse. I think that's a good way of putting it. I don't know you guys. You guys don't know me, but I've been getting to know you guys. I've been getting to know the team. So it sounds like you guys are saying all the right things. My question. And definitely have my own partner in my house who we're bringing on as well. She's on
Nice.
the line as well. So
Nice.
we definitely plan on hitting the.
Jaleesa, she's the
Yeah.
smart one. I could tell. Why is she not talking? I could tell just
Yeah,
like looking at her. She's the
we're gonna hit the ground
heavyweight there.
running.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Welcome
we're
to
going to
both
hit
of
the
you.
ground running. So I think my question here is, what percentage of deals that people bring to you do you actually pick up, Peter? And I think I know that when people start off, they're probably bringing you more bad deals than good ones. But as they do continue to
Yeah,
work with you,
yeah,
they get better at it.
yeah. I mean, I have partners that have been with me not even that long. I'm sorry, and I know Roland said, "What is your name, sir?"
Alex Sanchez.
Alex. I mean, I have you're right. When someone starts with me, it's a little bit shot in the dark. Let's face it, because they're new, they're inexperienced, and we actually encourage them to bring deals that may not make sense because we could teach them on those deals. So we don't actually discourage people from bringing deals because you can't go wrong by leveling up like mentally and learning stuff and doing stuff. Having said that, I have partners, by the way, some who I've shown you here, like a BJ or a Preston or a Seth, 100%. But they've been doing this with me for a while. You know what I mean? So we feel comfortable with them. They know what we're looking for, not what we're looking for. Deals. Look, let me just be crystal clear here, Alex. I do 100% of all the deals that make sense. 100%. It's just a matter of how quickly will the partner, the individual, catch on to that. I don't turn good deals away. I have no reason to turn a good deal. I didn't get to 4,000 deals, which is more than probably any single individual investor in the United States, by turning deals away. And I do literally have partners that we do just about 100% of the deals, once you kind of get comfortable with that. But in the beginning, we actually flip it upside down. Bring them in. Let us teach you why it's not a deal, because that's when you see it not on the conceptual, like on a board, but when you see it in a real life deal, you're like, got it. That makes sense. And then it just gets better and better and better. But it also, it literally goes all the way to 100%.
Okay, sounds good. Let's make it happen.
I love it. Well, why isn't the Chiefs not speaking? I see Jaleesa trying to unmute.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. I was wondering,
Good to connect, Alex.
What's the fastest anyone's brought in a deal?
Oh, first day, because I have partners that start with me that already have deals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, if you take all of that aside, if you take you take like a Sean, who's obviously got stuff going on, he could bring a deal day one, but that's not because he's so much better than you. He's got stuff going on. But like, if you take those people out, then probably the fastest is a couple of weeks. But some of that is kind of lucky too. You know what I mean? I mean, this is real estate. This is not a get rich scheme. This is not, no matter how much we do for you and how much we offer, you still got to put the effort in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never want people that want to get in this thing thinking it's going to happen overnight, because I want all your surprises to be enough. That's, by the way, how I look at deals. I look at them as a conservative investor. I want all our surprises to be on the up end. People say, oh, but this house could sell for $1 million. Yeah, if you find that one person out of 1 trillion that wants to pay $1 million. But the reality, it's a $700,000 home. You know what I mean? So I also teach my partners to be, conservative, principled investors, and all that. So if you find something from zero in the first couple of weeks, that's more because you got lucky than because you're just so smart or so good. But once you start picking up traction, then the goal is to maintain that traction all the way through the process. So I always tell people, count on about a couple month launch period, which anybody in real estate will still tell you that's like lightning speed.
Okay. And then with getting leads, how would that work? Like, they're just provided, or you do property research yourself?
Both. If you guys have money, if you and Alex have money to put into marketing, like, I have different partners. Some of my partners are like, hey, I got money to put into marketing. I don't even want to waste time learning anything. I'm willing to spend money. By the way, I think that's how any smart person getting into business ought to be. If you're trying to do business on the free, you shouldn't be in business. You should find a job. So anyway, I have a lot of partners that just start with a marketing budget. And I have not my team, but I have connection to probably the top team in the country to generate leads. And they'll just give them to you, like literally on a platter. You just tell them my monthly budget is like $1,000 or $10,000, whatever you spend, and they'll deliver leads. But then I have other partners on that totally other spectrum, and they aren't ready to put money into marketing. And then we show you how to build an infrastructure around you to get deals coming in. So we could work with both. By the way, this goes back to your first question. One of the key components to putting money into marketing, it speeds up the learning. Not only the learning curve, forget the learning curve, it speeds up the process, right? Because you have somebody delivering deals to you on a platter, it don't get any better than that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer. Sometimes people get into this business. I'm shocked that people are looking into real estate and they're flat out broke. I'm like, what? Can you imagine showing up at a McDonald's convention and like, yeah, I want a McDonald's. I'm all in. Yeah, let's go through the qualifying process. Let's do it. Okay, we've chosen you. Perfect. Now, does this cost money? There's no business in the world. But for some reason, real estate attracts people that have this mentality, it should be for free. I know part of the reason you got some gurus out there flirting around telling people you don't need money in this business. BS. Guarantee you. I know all these gurus. They have plenty of money to put, and they put it in this business. So this is not a business. I always tell people if you are flat out broke, you should not be looking at real estate. Even with me, even with all the incredible things I provide, it should not be. Go get a job, get yourself stable, get yourself straight, and then go look at businesses, this business, another business. But for some reason, real estate attracts to all the people that just think they should be given handouts. And by the way, that's just the wrong mentality anyway. If you're looking for a handout, you're not. You and I are not. You probably understand. We've been here together for an hour. You probably get my mentality, right? You're looking for a handout. We are not going to get along. Anyway, that's more than you asked, but people should hear that. Any other questions?
Love it. Yeah, we got Beverly Duke. Go ahead,
What's
Bev.
up, Ms. Duke?
Yes, good afternoon. I
Hi.
wanted to ask you a question. Do you just
Yes,
do
ma'am.
it here or you do it international?
Well, yes. If you mean here, United States, yes. I only do it in
Correct.
the United States. Yes.
No, but I'm saying, do you do it international?
No, United States.
Just United States only?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and what kind of property are you looking for? Just land or property that...
Houses, single family duplexes, triplexes, quads, modular homes, mobile homes, houses, land, all of that.
Okay. Oh, so that was my question, because I have a list of land for solar farming, because that's what I do at another company. So I have like like over 200 clients right now, where we do data centers, but we only take up a portion of their land. Some of their lands are so big, so that's why I was asking you what exactly that you do.
Yep. So
Okay.
those are the kind of things I do that I was answering. That's what we're going to start with. Once we do a couple of deals, I'm open to discussing anything. But in the beginning, we're going to start out with my bullseye, because I'm the best in the country at that stuff.
Okay. All right. Are you looking for any funding?
You mean, am I looking for capital?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm always raising money. Always. You don't get to 4,000 deals and be close to raising money.
Okay. Well, I also do
impossible.
I also do unconventional loans, and we start from
Okay.
to,
Yeah, I got every bank, every hedge fund blowing me up, wanting to give me money. So I'm not saying I'm close to it, but I'm really not looking for that kind of money. At this point, I got plenty of conventional and institutional. At this point, it's just I look for private stuff and all this. But yeah, I'm always raising money.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you don't be in real estate and not be looking for money. Show me one person like that. I've never heard a successful investor say, "No, I'm closed." At least I'm not at that level yet.
Yeah, private funding. So, but thank you so much for your time.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for being here, Ms. Duke.
Bye-bye.
Love it. I don't see any more questions in the chat. I think we got all of them. I'll definitely give folks here a last chance before I have Peter close us out here. Last couple of questions. Again, if you haven't clicked the link to schedule a call, whether or not you're speaking to an advisor, highly recommend you do it now, because as soon as we get off here, the link goes away as well. Any more questions for our founder, Peter, here? Pete, I definitely want to end it off with one of my questions, and that's, you've been in the game for 2 decades, following the news, Fed chair. How are you feeling about everything? I mean, you're excited, and not just to be excited.
We're going into amazing times right now. Well, one, we got the right administration at the helm, making the right decisions for real estate. We got the president, who is a real estate guy. They're not going to let the real estate industry at all be affected. They understand how quickly real estate can affect the economy. So we're going to have the interest rates heading in the right direction, which helps us in the back end, selling our inventory. We're not worried about the front end buying inventory, because we're working with motivation. Motivation is never affected by economy. Somebody will always get sick, unfortunately. Somebody will always get a divorce, unfortunately. And, so that I never worry about. But I do worry about the back end. The back end of selling the stuff off, of course. And that is driven by the economy. And so we're definitely heading in the right direction economically, interest rate wise. Two things are driving a lot of what's taking place: rates and oil prices. and we're going to work our way out of the mess in Middle East. You watch, no question about that. So the oil will rebound, and we're heading in the right direction with interest rates. So we're heading into amazing times. Like, this is the timing and opportunities right here, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of times people look at their lives and like, gosh, I wish I would have, I wish I could have. Well, right now, every single person on this call is part of the Lucky Genes Club. You really are. You have been given the right opportunity, not on the back end, like seeing it happen for others, but on the front end. But now it's up to you to see what you're going to do. Are you going to take advantage of it? But strictly from an economical perspective, and even right now, there's only a couple places in the U.S. where we can keep any kind of inventory. Everything else is flying off the shelf. Interesting, like one of those places happens to be like Huntsville. And if you study Huntsville, Alabama, we shouldn't be able to keep inventory there. But keeping inventory there, it means it's sitting for an extra 3-4 weeks. Who the hell cares? It's insignificant. But that is like one of our slower markets. The reason it shouldn't be is because Musk is not Musk. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, Musk, he's doing stuff there, but also they're moving the Space Force there. So there's going to be huge growth in Huntsville. So I'm actually, even though it's one of our slower markets right now, I'm giddy on markets like that. I can't find any holes in any market anymore. I'm sorry. I'm and plus, because my partners know how to get things under value. When we bring them to the market, we bring them under market value. So we're always ahead of the curve. And when you're ahead of the curve on a price wise, there's always somebody looking to buy, and someone always, has the money to do it. So good times, 100%.
Love it. Love it. Thanks, Pete. Thanks for being here. Definitely give you the floor here before we go.
Yeah, well, first of all, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. I know every single one of you could have been anywhere else tonight and many other places. The fact that you chose to be here tells me one thing about you. I don't know a lot about each one of you, but I know one thing: you're looking. And if you're looking, don't get in your own way. And that's the best kind of advice I could tell you. I'm going to finish with these words that every single partner for many, many years has now heard from me, because every time someone starts with me, I actually personally call them just to welcome them. And every single partner for many years has heard these following words. And these are the words that a number of you guys are going to hear in the next day or so. And these are the words that go something like this: welcome to the next chapter, to the rest of your life. So I really, really do appreciate you guys being here on behalf of myself, Roland, most importantly, the team behind us that you don't see here, that makes everything you saw here possible. I can tell you, I'm a believer. I'm a believer in a lot of things. And one of the things I believe in is I believe in this business, and I believe in what I do. I've got thousands and thousands and thousands of deals to prove it. And right now, the reason I'm so giddy and I do so many of these, well, not many, one a week, is we truly are going into incredible times. And I do deals with partners, so I need more people that are looking to level up in life. And I genuinely want to help you go through that wall to get to the other side of your dreams and goals. So I appreciate it. I had an incredible time. I look forward to working with a number of you. I look forward to building more than just a partnership, but a great friendship, which is really what happens. And this is why I love doing what I do. I got a family that supports me, and I got a bunch of people across the United States I help. And that's why I consider myself to be the luckiest man alive. So thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. God bless each and every single one of you. And on behalf of myself and the team, have a great night. Good night.